Oh, good afternoon, sir. Thanks so much for joining me on the program.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time. We do appreciate you being on the program this afternoon. Yes,
Thank
so
you.
we're going to be talking about the federal government versus ASU, another looming strike. This has gone on for so many years, on and off, on and off, on and off. Parents are tired because, of course, the education of their children will be affected. They will be delayed, and of course, the ASU itself, they have their own demands that they are wanting the federal government to meet, and they're not happy about it. And so, my question is, sir, why do you think that the federal government and ASU has not been able to come to an amicable resolution until now?
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for having me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Yes.
Okay. I've decided not to talk about the federal government ASU imbroglio
Okay.
for many reasons,
Okay.
but I cannot shy away from this kind of responsibility to
Mm,
probably comment and also throw more light on this kind of a national issue.
yes.
Okay. All of us are aware of what has been happening between ASU and the federal government for a long time, especially since 2009.
Mm,
And it does appear that successive governments in Nigeria have not demonstrated enough responsibility towards Nigeria's academic sector.
mm,
Okay. And right now, if the federal government fails to implement its memorandum of action, which is signed with the union last year, okay, I can tell you that ASU is going to embark on an indefinite, please emphasize the word indefinite,
mm.
okay, indefinite strike, which we do not know when it will come to an end. Now, let me quickly tell you this. Let me quickly tell you this. Forget about everything you're reading in the papers. Just listen.
Yes.
In 2009, the federal government set up a committee, the Jubilees Committee, to review the working conditions and salaries of university lecturers. Okay? Up to now, the lecturers are not happy that that committee, nothing has come out of that committee. Okay? Nigerian lecturers don't end well.
Mm,
Federal government recognized that fact and set up the Jubilees Committee in 2009. After the committee was set up, nothing has been heard about that committee up to now. And the ASU is saying, look, what happened to that committee? You set up a committee to review our salaries, then we must know the result of that committee. Do you understand?
yes.
Now, the National Executive Committee of ASU will meet on the 14th of this month because right now they are still aggregating opinions, sampling opinions across their members in all the universities in Nigeria. They will aggregate all of these, take a decision on the 14th, and go on strike if the federal government does not respond. Okay? So this is the issue. And I do not think there is any government in the world, in any part of the world, that would take the educational sector lying down in the way it is done in Nigeria.
Mm,
The reason it's not perfect because all of the stakeholders in government, the ministers, the president, the vice president, all of them don't have their children schooling abroad. So because they have their children schooling abroad, they do not appreciate the level of psychological dislocation, okay, that the families of these children suffer
mm,
and the children themselves suffer these dislocations. Okay, you are aware of the religious injunction that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Now, when these children are sent home, they are not in school, the boss will ultimately be engaged in internet fraud. The girls will engage in prostitution. Most of them get pregnant. Okay? When I was in the University of Lagos, I know each time we had this prolonged strike and the students return, you
mm.
will notice that most of the boys who come back, most of the girls would have gotten pregnant. Okay? But the people that be, the powers that be in Nigeria, okay, the people who take these decisions, they don't care because their children are not schooling in Nigeria. Okay? It is not as if strike is the best option, but when you're talking to somebody, when you're talking to a deaf person, you need to shout, you need to scream. Okay? Now, if you look at what lecturers are earning in Nigeria and what lecturers are earning in Benin Republic, we're talking about Benin. I don't want to call US or Germany or UK. I'm talking about Benin Republic. I don't even want to talk about Ghana. Look at what lecturers in here. Look at what lecturers in Benin Republic. You will cry. Okay? Nigerians now send their children to places like Benin Republic to go and school. Is it not a shame? Because they appreciate the decay that is in our educational sector. Okay? We have gone on this strike, and it's like the powers that be, the government is not interested. Now that President Buhari is preparing to quit power in the next 1 year, do you think he's interested in what happened, what goes on with ASUU? I don't think so. His lieutenants, the people working with him, are they interested if ASUU goes on strike? They don't lose any sleep if ASUU goes on strike. But that's it, because their children are all schooling abroad. Okay? A lot of people are asking ASUU to show compassion because of the children. What's the name of this religious body, that unites all the religious bodies in Nigeria? ZNI, I can't remember immediately now. That religious body, the highest religious body in Nigeria, intervened in this matter. Okay? Why would the federal government make a promise and then renege on the promise? As far as I'm concerned, that is irresponsibility. When you make a promise, you stand by the promise. Okay? Yes. So the government cannot say, oh, there's no money to pay lecturers, because our lawmakers, they earn humongous amount of money. Okay? So if strike is the only language that the government will understand, then let us go on strike. Okay? Yes. So that is just it. If you look at the whole implications of ASUU, the whole implications of strike in Nigeria, academics, federal government, it's worrisome, but the lecturers don't have any alternative. Some people are blaming ASUU. Why would you blame ASUU? Why are you blaming them? Why are you blaming them? Okay, there is another issue of apart from the salary now, okay, the federal government has failed to sign an agreement it reached with ASUU since 2009. The agreement includes the signing and implementation of renegotiated agreement of 2009 and the adoption of the University Transparency and Accountability Software instead of the controversial IPPIS. Okay? So the federal government knows what it's doing. They don't want to do the needful. If they do the needful, you will know, I will know, journalists will know, all Nigerians will know that the government has done the needful. Okay? Yes. It is unfortunate that in this time and age, Nigeria's academic sector is besieged by everyday strike. Some children have spent 9 years reading a 4-year course. The people who benefit from this incessant strike are private universities. If you go to private universities now, you see the place is thriving. Because you get your child in there, after 4 years, the child is out. But the challenge is, how many Nigerians can afford the fees of private universities? How many? There are private universities all over the place, but are they cheap? They are not cheap. Okay? So these are the issues. So the federal government must show responsibility. Between now and the 14th of this month, the federal government must show responsibility, invite us to a roundtable, at least meet us somewhere. We are not saying, okay, fulfill everything they are asking for. Show responsibility, meet them halfway. Okay? The Minister for Finance will say her own, the Minister for Education will say his own, the President will say their own. Nobody seems to be responsible. Nobody is interested in showing responsibility. Okay, so the only alternative ASUU has is to go on strike.
Yes.
To force the government to come to a negotiating table again. So these are the issues as they are.
Yes. But why do you think the federal government is finding it so difficult to implement the MOU signed with ASUU? Why do you think it's so difficult for them to implement it?
You see, the question you have just asked is the question that every ASUU member is asking. Why is it difficult for the government to implement? Is it that there's no money? Okay, the federal government wants to remove. They want to remove autonomy from the university. Okay, they want to directly run the university. Okay.
Okay.
And if that happens, they will politicize all the universities across Nigeria. They will politicize it. It will become an extension of their political machinery. The universities in Nigeria should have their own autonomy. Okay, I'm not saying that is the reason why the federal government continue to fail to honor their agreement with ASUU. I don't know. I don't just know. We are asking the same question. Why is the government not able to? We're not saying if you meet up, just meet the university. Bring a hand of shake, stretching your hand across the table. Bring your hand. Let me bring my hand, and let us have a handshake. But the federal government is not doing that. And you know the tragedy. Let me tell you the tragedy. What seems like a tragedy. Of all the politicians in Nigeria jostling or aspiring to become the next president of Nigeria, the next vice president, the governor, none of them, not one of them, is interested in addressing issues that are of concern to Nigerians. None of them has said, look, if I become the president of Nigeria, education will be my priority. The endemic ASUU federal government relationship, okay, imbroglio, I'm going to address it. Nobody's talking about it. When Buhari was campaigning, he said, oh, that the ASUU strike will be a thing of the past. Did he fulfill the promise? He didn't. Okay? So we are asking the question, what is the reason why the federal government, it can only be one thing. You know, lecturers, see, look, we are radicals. Do you understand? We stand by the truth. We say, let the truth be truth. It is only a mark of irresponsibility. When you say a government is irresponsible, when you say somebody is irresponsible, somebody who fails to do what he's supposed to do, okay, that is a mark of irresponsibility. So we know that the government is showing irresponsibility by failing to negotiate with ASUU. Nobody is saying you should meet all ASUU demands. We are not saying that. Nobody's going to say that. But at least show responsibility, show commitment, okay, show concern, okay, even for the children that these lecturers are teaching. They just returned to school this January, all the students. Now, if there's going to be a strike on the 14th, if ASUU decides, okay, there's going to be a strike, everybody will go home. The children will return home again. Okay? So I don't know why the federal government consistently fails to. They will send people to represent the federal government. From the government, from that meeting, they will promise us to heaven and earth, and immediately they leave the table, then they will renege on all the promises. And that for me is, there is nothing that can be more irresponsible than that. So I think it's a matter of irresponsibility for the government. I don't know, maybe somebody in government, maybe you have to interview somebody in government to come and tell you why the government keeps flaunting or reneging on promises made to us. 2019, now how many years is that? It's not 1 year, it's not 2 years. So it's not even a Buhari government issue. Successive government, there must be something about government in Nigeria that makes them undermine or underrate or disregard ASUU. You see? They don't regard Nigerian university system. That is what it means. They don't show respect to Nigerian university system. What is the budget allocated to education in the last, since 2009? It's shameful. Okay? Is that how a country that wants to make progress behave? What is the budget allocation to education? Have you taken your time to visit Nigerian university? Have you taken your time to visit all the houses where our senators and House of Reps live? You see the contrast. Have you taken, they voted how many billion to renovate National Assembly Hall the other time? Go to Nigerian universities, and then if you have the opportunity of visiting, I'm not going to mention Europe or America. If you have the opportunity of visiting some universities in West Africa, University of Zimbabwe, don't even go to South Africa. University of Legon in Ghana, all the small countries, the University of Gambia, go there and then come to universities in Nigeria. If you go to University of Nigeria and Soka, you will cry. The only semblance of universities you get here, you see University of Lagos, because they use their internally generated funds to do things in the university. University of Ibadan, okay, Obafemi Awolowo University. Besides these universities in Nigeria are in complete disrepair. Okay? So these are the issues. That's why the federal government is not interested. For me, that's why they are not interested. If their children were schooling here, okay, they don't have accommodation, okay, they don't have basic, they don't have the basic equipment to study. The parents will feel what other parents are feeling. But because their children don't school here, so they don't really care. So maybe you get somebody in the government from the other side and ask, why is it that the federal government is always reneging to fulfill their promises towards ASUU? Maybe we can take it up from there.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, you can call in if you have questions or you want to make comments. You can call in on 07000 917 917 07000 917 917, or you can send a text or WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. We're talking about the ASUU strike, the looming ASUU strike, the strike the ASUU is about to embark upon. The federal government versus ASUU, another looming strike is about to come on. What are your thoughts on this issue? You can go ahead and call us on 07000 917 917, or send a text or WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. You are a parent, you're concerned about this strike they're about to embark upon. What are your thoughts as a parent? Or what are your thoughts if you are in the educational sector as well? Let us have your own thoughts, your own views. Call the number 07000 917 917. Or what do you think can be done to resolve this issue? Yes, doctor.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, the chairman of ASU, Kwara State University, Malete, Dr. Salau Shehu, said that the federal government was trying to dodge its responsibility by directing ministers to oversee the implementation of the MOA. He also said it is wrong for President Muhammad Buhari. We have a call coming in. Yes, we have a call coming in. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name, please? Where are you calling from?
I'm Thomas Berlin, calling from Nigeria.
Nice to have you. Please go ahead.
Okay. My question is like, how do you stop the president from the children from studying?
Can you step away from the radio, please? Can you step away from the radio? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, can you step away from the radio, please?
I said, can't we stop our children? I mean, those are presidents and senators. Can't we stop their children from studying from abroad?
Can we stop their children from studying abroad? Okay. Thank you for your question. All right, thank you. Yes, hello, doctor.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, his question was, can't we stop the senators or high-profile people in our society, stop their children from studying abroad? Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible. It is possible, but you see, everything in Nigeria is politicized. Do you understand? It is possible if Nigerians have the will, okay, to hold those who want to be in leadership positions in this country accountable. Okay. Now look at what is going on. Some of these people want to aspire to mention all of them. I don't want to. I'm being very careful in my use of words. Mention all of them. All the presidential aspirants in Nigeria, they have all their children abroad. The Igbo, the Hausa, the Yoruba, the South, all of them have their children schooling in all the top universities abroad. Now, Nigerians can say, look, for you to aspire to the office of the president, your children must school in Unilag, Ife, Ibadan, University of Nigeria, University of Port Harcourt, University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University, any university in Nigeria. Your child must be a registered student in any of these universities. But do we have the will to do that? We don't have the will to do that. Okay? Civil society groups can insist. Say, look, you must have not your cousin, not your nephew, not your, your biological child registered in any university in Nigeria. And the particulars of that child will be published. You're studying economics, you're in 300 level, and you are the son of your daughter of XYZ. Okay. We will begin to talk. We will begin to talk. But everybody, look at us now. We are divided on social media. Some people are supporting these people. Some people are supporting this. Some people have started fighting. These politicians, they meet where they meet.
We have another call again, Dr. Promise Adele. Hello. Okay, we lost that call. Please go ahead, Dr. Promise Adele.
So these are the things. If we have the way, we can say, look, your children, some of the presidents, somebody who is aspiring to become Nigeria's president, got ill and traveled abroad to treat himself. That is an insult on Nigerians. For me, that is a collective insult on Nigerians. It means you don't even believe in structures in Nigeria. When Gowon was the head of state of this country, wife gave birth to all the children at loot. When Gowon was the military head of state of Nigeria, he used loot at the Araba. His wife gave birth to children at loot. What has happened to Loom? Because it's in a state of disrepair. Okay, the facilities abroad, can they replicate the same facilities in Nigeria's medical institutions here?
We have another call coming in, Dr. Adele. Hello? 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 Yes, hello. Good afternoon. What is your name, please? Hello? Yes, good afternoon. What's your name, please? You're breaking up. Hello? All right, please call back, please. Go ahead, Dr. Daly.
So if we have the will, we can stop their children from schooling abroad. Okay? Say it is mandatory that your children must school in Nigeria for you to aspire to any governor, before you can be appointed as a minister, before you can aspire to be the president of Nigeria. We can do that, but we're not doing that. Okay? So we can, to answer his question, we can do it, but we won't do it because we are a people who don't know what we want.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Another call coming in. Hello? 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 All right, we lost that call as well. Yes, I was, before we got that call, I was talking about the statement that was made by the chairman of ASUU, Kwara State University, Malete, Dr. Salau Shehu. And what he's saying is that it is wrong for President Muhammadu Buhari to assign 2 ministers to oversee the implementation of the MOU signed last year with ASUU. First, he said the assigned ministers are not part of the agreement. Only ministers of finance and education were part of the agreement. The federal government is trying to take away university autonomy through its design programs, and it is trying to shy away from implementing the solutions of the negotiations. What are your thoughts about what he's saying here?
You know, I believe, I'm convinced, I'm not just believe, because I do not operate at the level of belief anymore. I am convinced that the federal government of Nigeria does not take education seriously. That is the truth. You know, President Muhammad Buhari is not serious about education in Nigeria. Okay? Maybe he is the one in charge, maybe he's not the one in charge. I don't know. I do not know why it is difficult for him to pick up his call. Okay? And Obasanjo will do that. It's not as if he was better. Obasanjo was there anyway. But a president who is full of action, who is full of passion, will pick up his call, call the ASUU chairman, call there, walk into the meeting there. Even a president attending the meeting alone has to go on strike. That's part of what I'm telling you. If the president appears in the meeting, say, hey, gentlemen, what is the problem? That the president shows up in that meeting alone, will be a long gesture for ASUU to reconsider the position. Okay? To send all these ministers to ASUU head, it means that the president does not take ASUU seriously. Okay? And it is unfortunate. So if the president is serious, if he is committed to education in Nigeria, let him attend the meeting. And you know, the president has this attitude of treating Nigerians with disrespect. He won't give interviews. He won't appear when he's supposed to appear. He has this aloofness about him. Okay? For people who voted into power, for people on whose behalf he holds power. Okay? Let me use the popular language. You cannot shine for the people who voted you into power. You can't be bigger than the people who voted you into power. So for the government to send ministers to go and attend to ASUU is disrespectful. And I think I support what that ASUU chairman has said. It is disrespectful. It shows that the government is not serious with ASUU. The government is not committed to education. Let the president call ASUU if he holds, if he is serious about education in Nigeria. Let him call ASUU. Call them to Abuja. He can even invite them to the presidential leader. Attend the meeting and then make one or two statements as a leader. Okay, what is the problem, gentlemen? What is the problem? Okay, this is the plan. This is the plan. Please return to work. Please, I'm pleading with you. You can even pretend and want to genuflect. Say, oh, no, sir, no, sir. I'm telling you, this strike will be cut off.
We have another call coming in, Dr. Daly. Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupt you. We have another call coming in. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. What is your name, please? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Mr. Kadi calling from Ijarabania.
Okay, thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the only thing we can only talk now, we can only beg Almighty Allah to give us a good leader that will have responsible to Nigeria students. All these are big leaders that are the speakers, but they are all irresponsible. They are telling a big lie. They don't care for the masses. I attended the University of Lagos. I know all the schools. I know the schools going. go to other universities, as I said. They don't want the masses, the poor children. They don't want us to go to school again. How many people can afford private university? For look, the government invest that is there for us is that not it's not to write home about. All these universities they are creating good there. There is nothing there. The whole one that are there, they are not ready to fund them. The only thing we just do with the masses to pray to Almighty God, give us leader who will have the love of Nigeria at heart and who will love for education. Because as things are going now, education people are not even ready to go to school again. Because they believe they are not creating employment, they are not creating this thing. But education is not that maybe you go to school, become a millionaire, but if you go to school, you are well educated, you will thoroughly peace and be able to liberate yourself.
Okay.
So we are only praying for God to give us a good leader that will have the heart of the masses at heart.
All right.
And
Okay.
all these things we have been talking about, we can only say it already. I don't think they are even listening. I don't think they are listening to us. They
Okay.
just help us.
All right. Thank you very much for your call. Appreciate your call. Yes, Dr. Dela, are you still on the line?
I'm here.
Yes. Please proceed, please.
So, as I was saying, the comment credited to that ASUU chairman branch of Post University that I support him. Okay, it is this kind of disrespect that they show ASUU that is part of the anger in the union. Let the federal government show responsibility. Okay, let Buhari appear there and tell gentlemen what is the issue. Return to your classes and give me 1 month to sort 1 or 2 things out. Okay, so if these issues are not done, the children will, with all the attendant social implications, when these children return to school, you don't know how many undergraduates we have across Nigeria. If you know how many undergraduates we have across Nigeria, imagine what the society will look like when they return to their parents. Their parents who are not at home, okay, who have gone to work looking for money to pay bills, and the children are at home. And then somebody comes and wants to pontificate about these children are indulging in ritual, and they're indulging in Yahoo, they're prostitutes. What will they do? Tell me what will they do? Universities are shut down. You're talking about children between 16 and 25. What will they do? Sit at home, watch TV from morning till night. I'm sure you are aware of the popular maxim that an idle man is the devil's workshop. So the powers that be, the implementers of our policies, those are the term of affairs in this country. They are not looking at the multiplying effect of strike. They are not looking at, these lecturers they don't want to teach. Look at the multiplying effect of strike that lasts for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months. Okay? When I was an undergraduate in University of Lagos, sometime in 1990, we were on strike for 6 months. And within that time, 2 of my friends died in motor accidents because they were traveling all over the place. They died in the motor accident. Wow. They would have been alive now if they were in school. Do you know how many university undergraduates died during strike? Okay? And when these children come to town, look, it's annoying what is going on in this country. When these children come to town, they want to learn 1 or 2 things. They are youth, they want to learn 1 or 2 things. They want to move around and they want to learn. They are exposed to political brutality. The police in Nigeria don't want to use their eyes to see a youth carrying a laptop. Anybody who's carrying a laptop is a fraudulent person. Okay? So where is the avenue? Where is the road for Nigerian youth? They sit at home, there's no electricity, they walk into town, they walk into these people, these armed people who call themselves policemen. They shoot them, they beat them because they're carrying laptops and phones. Okay? So the government is not looking at the multiplying effect. Let them do everything within their power. From now to the 14th of this month to make sure that Africa does not go right. I'm not very sure. Look, let me tell you this. I am not very sure that President Buhari is aware that ASUU wants to go right. I'm not sure. Maybe they have not told him. We say, they didn't tell me. I'm not aware. I'm not sure. I'm not aware that ASUU is going on right. So if, in order to get the attention of the president, ASUU would shut down all the universities. So let it be so. Okay?
Yes.
So I support what that chairman has said, that the federal government is not showing enough respect to ASUU by certain ministers. These ministers will go and tell Buhari another thing different from the agreement they read with ASUU officials. Do you understand?
Yes.
So you people should use your media, use your various outlets to let the government know I'm not saying, listen to me, I'm not saying the federal government to come and give 100% approval to all the demands of ASUU. No, federal government should show responsibility. Show responsibility. These people are not asking you to buy them cars or to build houses to buy. Refurbish your university, fund your university. Let research, let it be seen that they will have research going on in various universities in Nigeria. Which university in Nigeria ranks among the best in Africa? Tell me. I'm talking about Africa. I don't want to go to the world. Which university in Nigeria ranks among the best in Africa? Okay, unless private university. Which public university in Nigeria ranks among the best? When lecturers are not working, when there are no internet services in our university, okay, when there are no research going on, the lecturers are pursuing one thing or another. So education system in Nigeria is almost dead. Okay?
Yes.
So you use your update to let the government know that they should show more respect to us. When there is a meeting, let the minister, let Buhari come, let Oship do that meeting. Okay?
Yes.
I know he has the issues because he wants to contest, but he also has a responsibility to communicate to the president. That's my stand on that.
Well, thank you so much. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Promise Adiele, lecturer at Department of English at Mountain Top University. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the program this afternoon.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, that has been Dr. Promise Adiele, a lecturer at the Department of English at Mountain Top University, really speaking passionately there about the issue, the ongoing issue between the federal government and ASUU, about the strike that ASUU is about to embark on. This is the big question on WFM 91.7. Thank you so much for being part of the program this afternoon. Thank you for your calls. Yes, do join us tomorrow afternoon at 12:15 for another interesting episode of The Big Question, where we proffer solutions to issues affecting us as a nation and as citizens. Stay tuned to WFM 91.7, Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. My name is Timmy Tokwe Oluleye. Have a wonderful day.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613. The Big Question.
Corruption is, in fact, is increasing more. We never had a snake and whether Python and swallow him.
Wow.